Hello, people! This is your host and host Kranti once again back with another new What If, and that has been very long time ago. And this is What If our boy, aka Izuku Midoriya Deku, was Loki. Part 3. So yeah, last time when I'm not gonna just like do a lot of stuff because I haven't done this what if in a lot of while. Like I uploaded this in like 15th of July. Now it's like 10th of August. Damn, I forgot about it. Sorry guys. So I'm gonna like continue this, and this is like one of my highest views what if. Like it has like a consistently like a lot of views, so I should continue this. So this is gonna be part 3. So like last time when we left up, like Deku was like Deku became like a Chad in combat, in like weapons using, in like because it's Loki is like pretty OP in comic book. Yeah, so he's gonna enter the entrance exam for UA High. I mean he's gonna so in the entrance exam, whatever like goes, like the incident with Ochako Uraraka doesn't happen in this timeline. Uraraka falls and he's like, it seems, fair maiden, you are rather a bit clumsy. Yeah, Deku talks like that. Yeah, so Ochako blushes. Come on. Loki, Tom Hiddleston Loki is handsome. No homo, bro. No homo. That is a fine looking man. Yeah. So yeah, he enters and like he like whatever he does, like he throws like he conjures up like knives and daggers like from thin air and like literally like shoots them out like a machine gun fire, but instead of bullet he's shooting like knives, and he's like destroying like robots left and right. And he's even like causing like illusions, and essentially what Deku is doing, the real Loki Deku is not fighting. He's just like sipping tea on side while his illusions are fighting. Like there's like multiples of Dekus, like 15 to 20 Dekus everywhere, in like almost every spread out, and they're like gathering points like left and right, throwing knives and daggers in the robots. Yeah, because Deku is OP. And he sometimes even like wants to. He has this like golden sword too. Is from the Loki episode 5. Yeah, episode 4. Just so yeah, Kid Loki's sword. So he even has that sword. But the main Loki has that sword. But the clone Jutsu Loki, the Kuchiyosana Jutsu Loku, Kuchiyosana Jutsu, no, it's just like the illusions that is like tangible, and they can't like they are fighting the battle. So the incident with 0 Point Robot happens. Ochako gets like stuck under the rubble, it's rubble. Sorry, sometimes I just forget to speak English properly. So like he goes to help Ochako, and he sees like a gigantic robot, and the robot like shoots at him as he sees coming like humongous like laser. But everybody's like gasping that he vaporized, like the robot like vaporized Deku, but it was just an illusion. It didn't happen, and the real Deku was coming from behind, and he just like sorry, I have to drink water. So the real Deku is like literally like machine, like shooting knives, and he's even shooting swords like machine gun. I mean, it's not like hella, but kinda like it, but not that powerful. Because if I give him that kind of power, I should have to make another what if where Deku gets the power of hella. Oh, that's an amazing what if. I should do that. So yeah, he shoots that like left and right, and the robot is, that's not affecting that much, but he jumps, and as Guardians are like crazy powerful. Like Loki is not as strong as Thor, but he is strong. He's a demigod. I mean, that guy could survive like Hulk, like smashing him again and again. So that guy is like hella strong and hella durable. So he like sees the vital points of the robot and cuts him. Like there's like bunch of like 20 or 15 Lokis everywhere in the robots. They're like cutting it up. So he's not overpowering him with massive brute strength, which Thor will do. He's just like cutting left and right and like cutting here and there. Like he's just like overpowering the robots, like slowly but methodically, precisely. So like the robot shutdowns and he saves Uraraka, the real clone of Deku, like an illusion of Deku, saves her from the rubble and like gets her from there. And he has the flaming golden sword from that, so he uses his flaming golden sword, and with the one slice of like all the illusions are like gone, and he snaps his finger like that, all the illusions just disappears, and he just creates like a flaming strike, and there's like a huge vortex of like flame, like a humongous fire blast, literally like incinerates the robot. So he, like, before incinerating the robot, the clones practically like disable the robot, make it like stand still, like shut down. Then he just reduced it for like, he's basically doing overkill. So that our boy Deku is strong, hella strong. I should really make a video about like, what if Deku had Hella's power? Comment it below. Should I make a video about like, what if Deku had Hella's power or not? So he just, like, our boy Deku, being the chat that he is like wrecking the shit out, and he's like going through the whole thing, and he just finished the exam, and Prismatic is like, yeah, now the exam is finished. You're a future student, and people who will fail in this exam, wait for the results. Wait for some few days and you will get the result mailed to your home. Yeah. Bye-bye. Yeah, because he's MC, so Deku knows that he will get into UA, and he gets into UA, and he gets the highest mark, and he's like, as expected. For a god like me, this minimal tusk of like human heroes are pathetic, but I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to accept heroism. Let's see what happens, shall we? Is this how you feel, brother Thor? I have to ask you someday. If I find a way to do that is. So he gets into the class and he sees like Bakugo, and he's like, hello, Bakugo-chan, how are you doing? Bakugo is like shit scared of him, because it's like nobody messes with Loki. So Kirishima is like, and Ida is like, man, you knew the true purpose of the test, and is like, and Deku is like, as expected. What do you expect from a godly being like me? After all, I am God, the god of mischief, Loki. And I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Why is he so weird? And Kirishima is like, bro, that's pretty manly. So you're godly? That's pretty manly. He gives him like weird thumbs up. And like Aizawa comes like, hey guys, shut your mouth down, pipe down your mouth, and let's come to the playground. We're gonna have a cock apprehension test. Whoever scores the last is gonna get expelled. So I suggest you to hurry it up, unless if you want to get too expelled. So they go, and Aizawa throws the ball to Deku and like, okay, throw as hard as you can. So Deku is like, so you mean to say as hard as I can using my cork? Well, I do not have a cork, but how about I use my ability then? Like Aizawa is like, well, be my guest, kid, I don't care. I'm just too tired. Yada, that is it. And he throws the ball. It goes a little bit for the distance, and he snaps his finger. There's like a clone. There's like an illusion of him in the sky, which catches the ball as he's in the sky, he like throws it even farther to another illusion. There's like 20, he does the repeat like again 20 times, and he gets infinity. He gets infinity. I mean, he knows how to use his power properly, like extremely well. Yeah, so he gets infinity. I mean, it's Deku, it's Loki Deku. Come on, he crushes the thing. So the heroes versus villain arc, I mean, it's again like Uraraka and Deku with Bakugo and Ida, and he's like, I am villain. You cannot come near me, hero. And yeah, Baku and like Deku is like, okay, I guess the hot-headed guy would come to me. So, fair maiden, how about you go grab the bomb while I deal with this pesky little pest? Or do you want to just sit around while I do the heavy lifting? And Uraraka is blushing and saying like, no, I want to participate. Let's have a fun battle. It's like, understood, fair maiden. Okay, so they go. They don't make any strategy. They just like walk straight right there. And Uraraka is like, are you sure? Is this the best? But shouldn't we be more tactical? And Loki here, and Deku, Loki here is like, no need to fear. Well, I am here. The god, these mortals, these pesky little mortals are nothing like the cockroach beneath my boot. So Bakugo comes, like he throws like huge like explosions, and voila, it turns out to be a clone, an illusion of Deku and Uraraka. And he's like, oh, Nani, what happened? Where is he? And it's like, and Deku is like behind him, like on the elevator. Yeah, there's elevator there. And he's like, tis, such a oathish brute mind you have. Only if you had more intellect, you kind of remind me of someone. Well, only he was more powerful. You're just a pesky little ant with anger issues. And he goes upward, and like Ida is like, I am the villain, you cannot get past through me. And as that point he's saying that, he's monologuing, Bakugo catches up to them, and Bakugo is like, oh yeah. Then he like does like full burst Hauser impact, like no shots. He just like loads everything he has on him, on Deku, and he loads him another time. It's an illusion. I mean, come on, Loki will fuck with people. That's Loki's deal. He fucks with people multiple of times. I mean, that gives him pleasure. And Baku is like, what the hell? Come on, dude. And he's like, and as soon as he says that, there's like 40 other like Dekus and 40 other Uraraka everywhere. They're like confused. What the hell should I do? And as they're doing like, and like Ida is like running and kicking everywhere, Bakugo is like trying to punch and put explosion there, and like and Deku is like standing near the bomb and like whistling, and Uraraka just puts her hand, and All Might says, the hero team wins. And like as they come, and like All Might says, flawless victory, guys. You guys you guys literally had everything under control. And he's like, oh, tell me if there any complaint about this problem. And like Yairozu is like, no, they were amazing. They just like, they keep the men, they distracted the villains, and they done the thing that was needed. And that is a pretty awesome power. Everybody's like, yeah, Deku, your power is awesome. You can like create clones and illusions. And how do you move so fast? And it's like, and Deku's like, well, the trickster never reveals his tricks, does he? And yeah, as that goes out, and then we're gonna cover the USJ arc. So in the USJ arc, the same kind of situation happens. Like, the villain comes, Kurugiri opens the portal and they teleports the students into multiple zones. And like while the Suyu and Minata and Deku is there, well, do you guys really want to fight, or do you guys really want to make them pay, and do you guys really want to go help our teacher? And Suyu and Minata is like, we should help and teacher. Okay, I understood. So he creates like so Deku, the reason why Deku can move that fast, he has an ability like to travel between dimensions, like Bifrost, like teleportation, but Bifrost, but in a smaller scale, instead of like lawn maintenance, like which like screws up the lawn. He just does it like instantaneously. That's his like. I mean, come on, Loki has space stone. I mean, so he does that a lot easily. So he travels through dimensions. He can travel through space. That's why he can literally walk from one space to another space and take people there, but the people can't precede that. They just go blank, but Deku can precede that. So Deku like grabs Minata and Suyu and he's like, well, let's do this. Minata, be a deer and throw your balls everywhere. And Minata throws balls everywhere, here and there, and it's like, but why? And it's like, you will see why. And they like every villain there, like in the water area, there's like every villain, like every balls there is an illusion. Since it's an illusion, it's not stuck into it. But as soon as the villain tries to like attack him, like attack the illusions of them there, like of the heroes, the Propi, Minata or Deku there floating, trying to swim, they just got stuck in the ball and they can't do it. They can't like they can't like, they're literally stuck there. Deku is like, okay, let's see what can we do. Like he does like Loki can do this, like magic. It's like he does like a ruin spell, like, by the name of All Father, I bid thee, bind. And he binds people together. And he's like just like screwed. Like they're just like screwed. So, I mean, they're just screwed. So he enchants a villain and gets the information. So it's a league of villain attacks, and they're just like they're just like normal thugs. Okay, it's the one with the hands is Shigaraki, and the one with the hand is Kurogiri. Okay, let's go there. So he like again does in a snap of finger, he travels there, and he's like taking care of everything. And he does the same thing with every zone. I mean, come on, he's Deku and he's gonna flex. He's Loki Deku. He's gonna flex a lot. So he goes through there and he's like, Aizawa is like in trouble. He's crackling and he's like, can't do this shit. And he's like, okay, let me take care of the mist guy first. So he enchants the mist. If you see the episode 5, you can see like Loki and Sylvie together can enchant the guardian, that is Goliath. So I mean, Goliath is a mist, so that guy is a mist, so he can definitely enchant him. And from enchanting, he knows that it's like what's the cloud hero that was like Aizawa's and like Present Mike's like friend, Shirakumu. Yeah, he was like Shirakumu. They're like, oh sir, this one is your friend Shirakumu. And they're like, no, Shirakumu is dead. It's like, well, I bid thee not. Do I lie? Oh yes, I do lie, but this time I'm not lying. And he's like acting like Deku, nonchalanting, and he's like Kurogi, and like he just puts like, he literally fucks Kurogiri's mind, and Kurogiri can't do anything. He's just like standing still, and Shigaraki is like, Kurogiri, open a portal, bring out the Nomus. It's like, that's not gonna happen today. We're the heroes win. It's time to surrender, or do you want me to do what have I done to your friend? He's like, do your worst, and he's trying to like grab and decay, and he's like, he grabs tries and grabs, and he can see, and Shigaraki is smiling because Deku is decaying and crumbling. And it turns out to be a bloody illusion. It's like, oh, Nani? And like Deku comes from behind and he just like, ah, you're Nana Shimura's grandson. You wanted to be a hero, but that man twisted you. So he gets the information about like Dr. Ochako, Gigantomachia, the Metal Liberation Army, the villain, like the League of Villains plan is what is like All Might, all for one, like plan stuff and like that, and he's like the all for one's chosen one, like successor. Is that, and he shares the information with the heroes and All Might is like dumbfounded that he let his idol and his master's grandson Shigaraki become the successor of All for One. And he's like, Deku, we have to save this world from the curse of All Might, from All for One. We have to fix this. And he's like, well, I have an idea. How can we do it? Let's go and attack them. They will not expect it. Plus, I can extract information from anyone. Just I have to get into their head. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, that guy's creepy and weird, but that guy is really, really powerful and as hell. So all the heroes like plan with Deku, and all the heroes are like, well, he's just a student here. He shouldn't do that. And like Deku is like, you don't have any idea how powerful I am. Let me show it to you. And he creates multiple of clones, and like all the clones enchants them together and Deku convinces them to give like a shout out to the hero agency so that they can give him a hero license, not even a provisional license. So like all that crap about like provisional exam license stuff, I hate that arc. I don't want to cover it. That doesn't happen. He just gets a hero license, and he's like his hero name is like the god hero Loki. And they're like, oh, isn't Loki a bad guy? Well, bit of bad didn't never hurt anyone, did it? So he's like, okay, so the god hero Loki, yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess. So like he's like, okay, I'm still gonna finish school because I have to finish school after all. And he's gonna finish school, and he's gonna also do like a hero work on the side because he's a full-time hero, but he's like a part-time hero and part-time student. He's like doing it like for fun, shits and giggles, because it's Loki. Come on, bro, it's Loki. So he's like going through all that, and he's like, okay, so the school festival, he doesn't participate. Come on. He says like if he participates, everything's gonna be washed for him, so he doesn't participate. Let's just say Tsukuyomi wins because I like the bird burn. I like the Prince of Darkness there. Tsukuyomi should have been the main hero of another anime. The Prince of Darkness, who cannot control his own power. That's a pretty amazing story. So Tsukuyomi wins. Fuck Deku, fuck Bakugo, and fuck Todoroki. I don't like them that much. I like Tsukuyomi. Todoroki is just a bitch who has a daddy issue, and Bakugo is like a moron who has attitude problem. I like Tsukuyomi. So yeah, it's Tsukuyomi time, and Tsukuyomi wins it. So Deku is like, okay, let's get the shindig done, shall we? So Deku, like in the training arc, Bakugo gets captured, and Deku is like, well, let them capture him. And by the way, Shigaraki is in jail, and he's like in rehabilitation center, and Kurogiri, like the instance with Kurogiri is that Kurogiri is Shirakumo, it is like unveiled to present Mike and Aizawa, and they're trying to like fix him in a way. They can't. They're trying to like Deku enchants him so that he could remember his past memory, and he can, but vaguely, but in visions, not like completely. So Deku explains like, even I do have limits. Even I do have limit, and this seems to be my limit, but I will keep on working on him. So Deku has like a session with him. Instead of therapy, it's an enchantment session with Shirikumu once in a while, and Shirikumu gets bits and parts of his old memory, and it's kind of dope. So Shigaraki is out of the picture, Kurogiri is out of the picture. So it's like, so he like this time, let's just say Stain joins the League of Villain early, and Stain attacks the village, the hero stuff, and the whole incident with Kota and Muscular. I mean, come on, Muscular is like, you're just a brutish oaf. You remind me of someone, but he was much stronger than you. I will see. I hate brutish oaths like this, and he kills Muscular. He enchants them. Muscular is frozen. Literally decapitates Muscular. It's like this fitting punishment for you. And Kota in this instance is scared of Deku, because that guy literally committed murder in front of a little kid. A little kid is like, oh, I want my mommy. No. So yeah, so the Bakugo gets kidnapped, but with Bakugo, Deku put an tracking spell, like tracking ruin. So like the incident with Bakugo happens, and he gets to villain lab and villain club, and he's just like, oh, he gets the location of villain club, because they changed the location, because after Shigaraki and like Kurogiri was captured, they changed the location. It was, okay, let's just say it was a villain club in another club. So they go there and they just like bust them up. All the heroes bust them up, and Deku literally like mind fucks every villain, and he's like trying to get the information where is All For One is, but All For One is not coming. But then but then suddenly All For One comes, and it's like, you guys are ruining all and everything, but I will take care of you today. For today, the symbol of peace crumbles in front of everyone, and he tries to attack All Might, and like he wipes out all the minor heroes, other like non-relevant heroes, Best Genius and stuff like that. Best Genius is cool character. He's like, he just like stalks them. Like All Might is trying to fight them, and All Might is like losing steam, and All Might is like worried, what can we do about it? And as he's fighting, what All For One does, he calls for like the Nomu that was in like sports festival. He calls for like 50 of the Nomus like that, and like he calls like 50 high-end Nomus, because he's like, okay, screw it, it's all or nothing. So he's like going full throttle. So he's going through like that, and they're like coming left and right and trying to like distract All For One, All Might. And Deku is like, tis. We can't have a fair fight with company, can we? So he makes illusions again, like 50 of them. He's trying to push it, and he's like, let me do this, like yelling like a power-up moment, and he does that illusion, and all the illusions like enchants the shit out of the Nomus, and they're like out of commission. So they're like fucked mentally. I mean, you can't fight a people. I mean, even if you want to fight a person who is like can fuck you mentally, you can't fight an Asgardian, because they're bloody strong. And Deku is like he's like really combat oriented. He knows all the like knife techniques and stuff like that. He's a very competent fighter, and he can like spam knife and like dagger throwing and dagger conjuring, and like his flaming sword is like really powerful. It's like really powerful. So yeah, he's going is doing like that. And so like some Nomus which has like little bit of brain in there, they are affected by it. Some Nomus who doesn't have any brain, they are not affected by it. So Deku is like, oh, I have to kill you guys the hard way. There's like 30 other Nomus who isn't affected by them. You're beyond savings, you're not even human anymore. So he just like kills them, decapitates them, impales them, like his clones does it. And he's like, all for one. Are you sure you are worthy of touching the symbol of peace? He is leagues above your abilities. Me, his humble apprentice, will take you on until you beat me. You cannot touch the all for one, the almighty all might. You cannot touch the almighty all might. That's a stupid thing to say, but you cannot touch the number one hero, All Might. Only you can go to him after you beat through me. And he's like winking, and he's like saying that, giving a thumbs up, and he's like giving like a sign that, hey All Might, you're out of your limit, go take a rest, I will handle this. So he's like that. And like so All for One like does all the shit. He's like throws his like vibration and like wind pressure with his massive arms and stuff like that. Like every time he hits it, he thinks he hits it, he chuckles like, yes, got you, I killed you. It turned out to be an illusion. And there's like Deku is literally toying with him. He throws a knife from back, from left, from right. Like All for One looks like somebody who had a fight with a porcupine, so who has like a bunch of like porcupine spikes stuck into their body, but instead of porcupine spikes or thorns, it's actually knives and daggers. He's bleeding and he's like dreading it, so he's like, screw it, I'm coming for All Might. And he's like trying to punch all the heroes that are wounded. So he's like just and Deku caught him fair hand, like with one hand caught him. Is like, you worthless villain, you think you can do this and hurt all the wounded heroes? You are nothing but a piece of garbage, two-timing worthless villain. And as he says that, he conjures up his flaming swords, and he with two hands he slices All for One, and there's like a huge eruption of like fire, and All for One literally like dies because of the fire. He's like vaporized in atomic level, like literally vaporized, on an atomic level. So there's no trace of left for All for One, so he's just dead. Because it's like he made Deku angry because he's trying to hurt the wounded heroes and going for All for One, going for All Might. And he's like, you worthless villain, you piece of shit, you're trying to pull this on me? You're worthless, you're not even fun anymore, you're just boring me, you can't hurt me, you're just boring me. And he's like doing this, and he's putting a thumbs up to All Might, and All Might comes to him, and he's like put All Might's hand. He's like, see, the number one hero who is more powerful than me, the symbol of peace, All Might has done it. Because of his training, he's like Deku saying to the media, because of his training, I got rid of the menace. He is nothing but a menace. Villains beware. All Might is here. He will take care of you. So surrender now. So Deku is not trying to grab the thunder or grab the media attention. He's still trying to portray All Might, that the number one beast that he is. All Might is like, kid, you're way powerful than me. Why are you doing this? And All Might and Deku is like, well, everybody needs a symbol. You are the symbol of the peace. That's just a boring job for me. I want something more exciting. That is just boring. It doesn't interest me. the Lord of Mischief, the Lord of Lies, as the symbol of peace. That doesn't suit me at all, does it? And like in this moment, All Might says, "Are you really the Lord of Mischief, Loki? Because I'm thinking you are, because nobody could be that powerful." It's like, and Deku is like, "Well, what if I am? What if I am not? Who's to say? Who's not to know? But I know this, All Might. You have a profound effect on me, not just on me, on every generation of hero who has come after you. So keep up the good work, number one." As he says that, he like fist bumps All Might, and the newspaper and the media takes the photo, and that was the cover photo for the next day's paper. And like all the villains, they're like shit scared, crime rate drops, and Deku and All Might and Mirio and all the heroes like rounding up villains here and there. So yeah, all the all the villains are captured. They're like, the overhaul arc situation, it's not a deal. Overhaul gets captured because Eri, when he comes, he enchants Eri, and he sees all the atrocity that Overhaul has committed to Eri, constantly killing her and like reforging her again and again. And Deku is like, "You worthless piece of shit, you inhuman son of bitch, I will put you on the pain. I will give you pain that you wish you want to be dead every day." And he like enchants Overhaul, and he gives him like eternal Tsukuyomi that Itachi gave Sasuke and Kakashi with normal 3-2 Sharingan. Like imagine he gave that with a Mangekyo Sharingan multiplied with 1 billion, 1 million, not 1 billion. So yeah, Overhaul is like having that pain, and Deku is not letting him die, because Deku is like also healing him and rejuvenating him again and again. He doesn't have a huge healing magic, he doesn't know that much like great healing magic, but he knows little bit, so he's doing that. And so for the rest of the time that Overhaul lives in the jail, Overhaul is literally tortured in his mind for what feels like eternity to him. So yeah, that's the fate that Overhaul deserves, I think, and that's the fate that Overhaul got from Loki Deku. And the incident with Metal Liberation Army, come on, it doesn't happen, because the League of Villains, everyone is captured. The Metal Liberation Army doesn't happen. Hawks comes to Deku and he tells like this and this, and tries to tell that in code, and Deku is like, "You don't have to do that." He just enchants and gets all the memory. He literally gets Hawk's entire life story in a matter of second, and he's like, "Oh my, you have been doing that much, Shadows. You don't have to do that no longer, Hawks. I will take care of it." So he takes care of it. Like he gets the job done like continuously. So this is gonna be part 3 and the finale. What if Deku was Loki? So this is your host and host Kranti signing off, saying bye-bye. So subscribe, like, comment and share. If you want to check out other what ifs, there are several what ifs I have finished, and they're also ongoing. You can check them in several playlists. And if you want to check out some cool new dope music, some instrumental stuff, or some like metal stuff, or some vocal covers or stuff like that, you can also check out them in my videos in my channel. I'm a little bit of a musician myself, if I may say. You can check them out. And this is your host and host Kranti signing off. Tata, bye bye, love ya. By the way, subscribe, like, comment and share. And if you have any idea, comment it away. If you want to make thumbnails and stuff like that, I'll give you a shout out. Comment it away. But seriously, subscribe and share and like and comment. But mostly subscribe. Love you.